Harika, and I have been associated with Quantum Life University, Dr. Newton and Dr. Lakshmi for 12 years now. Um, I was 19 when I came here for the first time. It was because of my parents, my sister. And from then, I'm just so connected. I just want to stay here. After that, I got married to Pawan, and we both moved here 1 year back to Quantum Life University, and we just love serving here so much. It's our passion to be able to help the vision of QLU in any way possible in this lifetime. That is the only intention in my life. That is my only passion. Just love it. Thank you so much, sir.
That's wonderful, Harika. And I think it's a very short introduction that you're giving about yourself. I know that you have plenty of experiences to share. And today's topic somehow is very much connected with you because you are a creative being and you like creative expression. You find creativity in every small thing. So I want you to talk about how you found this creativity in you, and let's begin how you first initial experiences of your meditation, what kind of practices you have done, and what kind of wow experiences, aha moments you have experienced in spirituality. Can you give some sharing about that?
Oh, okay. So
Because
I thought
every
I was going to ask you questions, but this is very tough.
yes, yes,
So I have learned meditation at the age of 14, and through my mother. We all used to meditate together, my mom, dad, my sister, and me. And experiences, I don't know, sir. So I've always had experiences of dreams. My
yes,
dreams were my messages, and in meditation I had very few experiences like many other masters share. I have had very few of such ones which I don't even remember now. But in my dreams I have seen many of my fears, many of my patterns, which I was able to understand and decode after coming to QLU and after attending your courses. And because of meditation I was able to correlate my life and the dream, and all the tools that you have shared, and how I can come out of those things and fears and everything. And about creativity, I don't know, I mean, from childhood I have always been very passionate about painting. It's an inspiration from my sister. Um and with painting and all, I went into fashion designing. I have done my degree in fashion designing, but after the degree, immediately I met you in past life regression workshop. I thought I'm not going to benefit the world by designing any clothes, but by being here, if I can ever do any kind of help or support QLU, then I'm sure I'll be able to do something for the world, for humanity, for at least one person. So I found more deeper purpose and meaning in life after coming to QLU. From there, I thought, what is the use of having done fashion design? It's all a waste of time and energy and all. After coming here, the work was totally different, but you always kept inspiring me. You and Lakshmi ma'am and Sridevi ma'am, Rashikar sir, all of you have really supported me so much, so well, and I could start exploring, and I could find so many things like I never realized that I had the potential to do so much. First time when I came to QLU, I thought I don't know any work at all. I can do nothing. I have to learn everything from scratch. That's what I thought. But because of the wisdom that I have gained from QLU, I've realized that I can also do something. And from there, I continued and Now I realize I also am using my creativity.
Yes, Harika. And you mentioned about certain tools you have acquired and
Yes,
the tools of awareness. What are those tools which help you? Which tool really help you a lot? If I ask
sir.
you, which tool is your really a favorite tool which you want to really help others through the using the tool?
Okay, so that will be inner child work, sir.
Inner child
Um,
work.
yeah,
Yeah.
because even though in meditation I have really learned a lot through meditation, I did not have experiences when I was closing my eyes, but after I opened my eyes, before meditation and after meditation, there was a lot of difference. Before meditation, I never used to speak to anybody. I used to shut myself in a room. I used to always cry and be fearful all the time. I never enjoyed life. After meditation, I started questioning my own fears. I started asking myself, why don't I speak to people? Why do I run away? What will happen if I face them? But I was able to face them only to an extent. When I did inner child work, I actually realized that I've still not grown up. In spite of being 19-year-old, completed my degree, I was very much like a child, and I was holding lots of childish qualities, childish patterns. But because of inner child work, I transformed from being childish to childlike. Now
Wow.
also I do have some childlike qualities, not childish ones.
Oh, what is
So
the difference between these two? Childish
uh,
and childlike.
yes, sir.
You really touch something very important point, which all our friends really eagerly want to know about it.
Thank you. Sure, I would love to share about this, sir.
Mm,
So I was childish and I was not taking responsibility of my own life in
right.
many ways. Like inside, I used to always blame others, or every time I would cry for my situations. That is like, even if there is nobody to blame, I would just sit and cry when I can't do anything about a situation instead of facing it like an adult. I did not have that quality, that courage, that strength to face harder situations in life. Life will have all kinds of things, and I could not accept that fact. And
Yeah.
it was very tough for me to accept that roses have thorns. It was very tough for me to accept that there are all kinds of people, and people can be hard on you, and it is okay for them to be so. It was very
Wow.
tough. Yeah.
Mm,
So when I was childish, everything seemed like, oh, this is good, this is bad, this is good person, this is bad person. Now that good person has shouted on me, that became bad person. It was all like that.
mm,
But life was very confusing when I was like that. But when I transformed and I could really change my perspective by acknowledging myself, my inner child, and reparenting my inner child, I came out of it. I started taking responsibility. I stopped blaming others. I stopped
mm,
feeling helpless. I was not even able to do earlier, not even able to go out on my own to the bank to pay house rent or pay
mm.
electricity bill. Nothing I was able to do. I would always depend on my sister or somebody. But when I started looking within and I started acknowledging my inner child, I could become responsible, and
Mm,
I could accept people as they are, and it
mm.
is okay for them to be as they are because I am going to be myself. And instead of pleasing them or something, I started just being happy with myself.
That's
And
amazing.
uh,
Amazing. Yes.
that
Yes.
is very helpful, sir, because today
Yes.
I can also play, I can also be fun and happy and everything, but it is not to please somebody, it is just for
Right.
myself.
Yes. Oh, that's a profound shift that you have experienced, Harika. Thanks for sharing about this, because I know that when we were children, when we are childish, it's coming out of our ignorance.
Yes.
But when we are becoming wise, we become child again. We become like a child, childlike, but innocent now. Now, this is the pure innocence. This is the innocence. Innocence does not require people pleasing. Innocence does not require to become celebrity. It is not seeking something outside. It's just playful. Innocence is like that. And thanks for, it's amazing to hear again all your experiences, Harika. And
Thank you.
this question about creative expression, how you found your creativity. Tell me about that. You mentioned that from childhood you like painting, okay? And how did you rediscover it and brought it out into expression? Because everyone is creative, no doubt about it. We have liking for drawing, painting, sculpting, and poetry, singing, dancing, and everything, but it is not expressed mostly. Can you talk about it?
Okay, so um, I did not realize it myself that I was being creative until very recently. But how it happened is, again, with the support of the Sangha, my family, and mainly because of both of you masters, I could, because I have worked on my inner child, again, I can relate it with my inner child work. Because I worked on my inner child wounds, I stopped feeling helpless. So at one point, until my 22 years age also, I was very dependent on my sister mainly. But
Hmm.
at one point, she wanted to explore something new. She was in some other town, and I could not ask her for help all the time. So I had to find my own strength and courage and do my own things without being dependent on her. Then I started thinking, I felt helpless first. Then I told myself, no, Harika, you're not a child anymore. You are grown up. And I just went within, looked within, and I thought, what qualities of hers have been inspiring me? She's very explorative, and I love that. I like it very much. So I thought, okay, let me take that quality of hers and let me just apply it here. And that's it. From then, I started exploring. I started thinking, how can I serve? This brought out all my creativity. How can I serve? How can I serve? I just kept asking myself, I love QLU, right? But how can I serve? And that's it. Something just comes, some ideas just come to me, and I start exploring about it. And I think, how can this help QLU? How can this help people to find out that there is this beautiful organization, beautiful spiritual center which can help them? So I don't know. Maybe I'm not able to put it into words properly, but these are the things that come to my mind, and that is what drives me. That is my passion. Whenever I think of QLU, sir, all my creativity comes out. That's all.
Wow,
That's a simple answer.
that's wonderful, wonderful. Because QLU is a kind of sangha where all co-creators join their hands. Many sangha members are co-creators. We are co-creating something very beautiful. And thanks for joining your creativity, coming out with all your creativity. And today the topic is creative expression and spontaneous shift. So this is the topic, Harika, and let's have this kind of conversation. You prepared certain questions from all the people, all the sangha members you collected, and also you thought about certain questions to ask. And let's have this, and so everyone can be benefited from this conversation.
Sure, sir. It's a privilege. Once again, I'm so happy to be here. So, when I've heard of this topic, the first thing that came to me is to ask you, uh, how can creative expression bring a shift in our lives? That's the first question I thought many people would also have.
Yes, yes, Harika. Creative expression, it brings a spontaneous shift because creativity is our true nature, our true self, our real self, always seeks to create new things. That's our natural self, you know. So each human being, every human being, but right now what we find is something different in the world. It's not the same, it's not the creativity that we see. Instead we find that there is a kind of routineness, lack of creativity, and also mob psychology. Mob psychology is you should follow whatever some kind of things are that are prescribed by someone, and you can't be creative.
Yeah.
You should follow those norms and conditions. So we are utterly conditioned to be non-creative. Okay, that's why our creative energy, our creative, I can say that it's a creative potential. It remains potential. It is hidden inside us, and we are not giving a chance for it to be expressed out. How do we express it out? First we have to become an individual. From the mob psychology we have to come to our true self. Through few slides I can share with you, Harika, and all the friends here. Welcome, dear friends, for today's topic. This is a very important topic for everyone, because how to live creatively, creative creativity, and also creative expression of it. Expression also is important, and then experiencing spontaneous shift. Spontaneous shift is just a fruit of creative expression, a fruit of all the creativity that you have, that is expressed. That is the fruit. Spontaneous shift is the fruit. So dear friends, so I want to explain these words first: creative versus reactive, expression versus repression. So we take these first two words, creative expression. So in that, creative is the first word. Either you can create or you can only destroy. The energy either creates or it destroys. It goes the other way. So for example, our creativity is not expressed out. It is going to be destroying our own selves. That's why many people, when they don't bring out their own creative potential, creative energy, it is going to be acting against themselves. It's just like how we create autoimmune bodies, which attacks our own body cells. Our body is highly creative as long as it is experiencing the well-being and it is completely aligned with the passion and purpose in the physical realm. Then it is going to be a kind of flow in life. But when it is stopped, this creative force, it is going to be very destructive. That's why I say it's creativity versus reactivity. We're going to be very reactive. We act from our what is called lack of awareness and fear energy, because we react because as long as we are in the crowd mentality, and we, because we are pre-programmed, we are programmed to behave like machines. We are like automated routines, all the routines, which completely destroys our creativity. So this is what happens. We become very reactive. We lose our precious energy. We generally find that in our daily life we get so much bored because of routine. Everything we do, everything in routine, as a routine, will not find something very creative in every small thing. It's
So
so
boredom
important.
is lack of creativity.
Yes, exactly. Boredom is the result of lack of creativity. Is boredom is the result of routines that we develop. Certain routines is okay, like eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, that's okay. But even that can be so creative. Okay. And everything can be, even ordinary moments can be extraordinary. We think that creativity only will find in mountaineering and climbing the Mount Everest only is the creativity. No, even sipping the tea, you can find the greatest creativity in just sipping the tea in the morning times, watching the sunrise. It can be the most creative moment. You can drink tea creatively. You can prepare tea creatively. That day, have tulsi herb, tulsi leaves, basil herbal tea, and every day different tea. Many leaves are there in the nature. They can provide us something very interesting. So creativity, it always brings life in a movement. It's a kind of flow. So even the most ordinary moments can be so extraordinary, dear friends, because we are conditioned. We think that, oh, my extraordinary moments only if I have all the wealth in the world, if I have a big building, if I have this success, this job, and this is my goal. This is what, when I achieve, I will be very happy and very creative. I can express my creativity. No, it's not that. We don't need to be really aiming at such goals at all. It's so much futuristic. We miss this moment. In this
So
very moment, there is such a creativity. That's where creativity completely minus, it will completely neutralizes the boredom in people. People now in the lockdown period, you know people say, everyone says, children are saying this, all the teenagers say, I am bored to stay at home. And wife says
yes.
that, husband says that, they fight with each other. They have to find something creative. They can't
Yeah.
sit silently. They have to fight, and something they have to create.
Is there a
So
possibility to fight creatively, sir?
yes, it is possible to fight, like how Krishna and Satyabhama was fighting, but it's a beautiful fight. They have some difference of opinion. Does not mean it's like Kurukshetra war. Between wife and husband, there can be something, a beautiful difference of ideas and opinions. It does not mean they will be like enemies and hating each other. It
Mm.
means that they can be voicing out their own opinions. They
Yes.
say that, I don't agree to what you're saying, I don't agree to your truth, but I have my own truth. This is my truth. So they may have a little fight. Wife will be going into her own personal room and special room and says, I will not speak to you for a few hours because I am upset with you. It's okay. It's
Okay.
fun, because sometimes this kind of moments are the most beautiful moments. And again, they come back and they find something interesting. They open the hearts of each other. They bond
Yes.
again creatively. so so when we are not creative, we become reactive. Second is expression versus suppression or repression. Generally our culture is not allowing people to be expressive. We only started our life journey from a very younger age. All the any kind of negative things we have to suppress. Ram is a good boy, don't be angry, don't have fear, you should be always show the brave face to the outer world. And
Mm.
inside, you will be, your heart is very timid and you are really fearing a lot. Sometimes children, from childhood onwards, this suppression happens, suppression of emotions, suppression of their ability to express. Every child is naturally very, very expressive. They're highly authentic, very honest. They will not be, hiding any kind of thing, any emotion, whatever the face and shows, it's exactly what they're feeling inside. If they're angry, it immediately shows on their face. But as adults, we try to manipulate everything. Even our face, we try to have a fake smile. We try to fake everything. We pretend that everything is okay, okay, but it is not okay at all. So that's why expression is so important. That's why I joined these two words, creative expression.
Right.
Creatively expressing your feelings, your thoughts, and your spiritual energy outwardly. Your soul wants to express it out, and it wants to manifest. The soul energy wants to manifest in the material form, tangible form. It could be anything. It can be a sculptor makes a beautiful sculpture of a Buddha. That's his creative expression, you know. And a master, a Zen master, could be just a few lines that he writes a poetry. That's his creative expression from his soul. It need not be a great scripture that he writes, a book that he writes. Even it is so small, but it is his creative expression of his soul. So that's why never to suppress, never to repress any kind of emotional energies or mental energies or ideas or our own creative potential. We have to give a chance to express it out. So, and what happens is, as a result, spontaneous shift occurs. Naturally, the shift happens. It is not that shift happens only by forming some kind of methodical rituals kind of stuff. No, when you are living creatively and there is spontaneity, that is your inner nature. The quality of your soul is spontaneous nature. It is not pre-planned. You will not plan that I will do this and this and this. You will not have like a robotic robots need feeding in the mind. We need to program robot, you do this, a plus b plus c plus d. But we are not robots, human beings. We are as human beings, we just are spontaneous beings. Spontaneity is lost in our human culture. That's why when we come into meditation path, these two things will join us. One is creativity and second is spontaneity.
Okay.
Creativity is the first thing that emerges in a meditator,
Wow.
and second thing that emerges is spontaneity. There's no pre-plan. For example, we are having this spiritual conversation. It's not pre-planned. It's not like Harika, when I ask you this question, you must answer this one, two, only these words must be spoken. No, it's not that. I must
Yes.
not move my hands, only I must move this way, that way. No, no, no. It's a spontaneous expression. Everything is so spontaneous. We are human beings, not human machines. So this is an interesting topic. Harika, you can go to the next question that you have, that you want to
Sure,
ask.
sir. So I was wondering two things from what you have spoken just now. One is you can have tea in a very creative way by looking at the sunrise or sunset. When you mentioned that, I was wondering why is it that some people find it very boring and only some people find it very interesting to watch a sunrise? Is creativity only there in certain people and is it missing in some of them, or what is it?
Okay. Every human being is creative. Every child is born with such creative intelligence. That's why I want to add not another word called not only IQ. IQ is intelligence quotient. EQ is emotional quotient. SQ is spiritual quotient. CQ. Now I want to add creative intelligence. There is creative
Oh,
intelligence in every child. But that creative intelligence is destroyed in a child, because in our human society we want machines. Just like we treat our human society as a factory. In the factory, everyone has to behave in a certain way, everyone has to do in a routine stuff, and everyone has to perform only in this way. And that kind of factory is needed in the human society, because it makes us destroy that creativity in a child. That's why we want child to go on studying what he does not want to study. A little girl wants to study painting, fine arts, but she's sent to study mathematics, physics, chemistry, but her heart is in the completely fine arts. She want to be a creative artist, but parents, they say that you don't be creative, you creativity won't bring anything to you. A child's creativity is completely destroyed. So dear friends, it's so important that a child need to be completely encouraged to be finding their own inner center at a very younger age. They must be encouraged to be creative. Children are naturally creative. Can you see a child, the energy of a child? They always find something new, they do everything new. And an adult always closes the doors of the creativity, most of the adults, because we are conditioned. I think Harika is dropped, her internet is dropped, and I'm requesting Harika to join. That's good. I think Harika again joined. That's good. Harika, welcome back. It's good that you joined back.
Hello,
Yes,
sir. Sorry for the inconvenience.
no
There was
problem.
some signal problem
Yes,
over
yes, it's
here.
okay. It's fine. So
Yeah.
nature also is very
So,
creative. It's not behaving as planned, according to the plan, because everything
yes,
is always creative flow, creative flow.
yes,
So
yes,
children are very, very, very creative, and that creativity is completely damaged at a very younger age because of the conditioning. And even not only at home, the children are not encouraged to be creative, to be playful, to be spontaneous. They have to
but
behave in
why,
certain
sir?
ways. Why is because most of the parents, they are programmed, they themselves are conditioned.
Okay,
They think that child is born, oh, this child has to become a doctor, engineer, or
hmm,
IAS civil, IAS officer, government officer, and minister or chief minister. They will decide the future of the child. But the child is
yeah,
born for his own self, her own self. That's why the child's creativity is completely damaged at a very young. It's suppressed. That energy is suppressed. We don't encourage children to just be themselves. When they're doing something interesting, we immediately say, "Don't do that. Instead, learn mathematics. You learn about tables,
ah,
mathematics. You must learn alphabets." Child is ready to learn everything, but don't discourage children doing something creative. And they find everything creative only. They have such fun at a very younger age. The fun part of life is taken off by the adults, parents, caretakers, teachers in the schools. They say, "Oh, don't waste time on these silly things." But it's not a silly thing
right,
for a child. To paint is not a silly thing. To dance is not a
yes,
silly thing. Singing is
yes,
not a silly thing. It's something very creative power, creative energy that is being expressed. When we join in the school, also the creativity again goes through a second blow. Only the left brain training, left brain, left hemisphere of our brain, cerebral hemisphere, it is trained. Only you have, they will make, the schools are making us to become a logicians, to develop the logic, linear mind, calculate. This is what happens, this is what happens. We miss the completely creative intelligence. So we learn everything by heart, we memorize, we get good memory power, but it is not, memory power is not so important when it compared to the creativity part of it. We lost all the creativity, dear friends. And do you know one master by name Ramanujam?
Yes.
He is a great mathematician. You know the story of Ramanujam? He
Uh,
is such a creative genius, and he has not gone through any conditioning. He was born in such utter poverty conditions and not even go to any school. That's maybe better. Most of our creativity is going to be retained if we really not damaged by certain schools which suppress this creativity. But there are different schools that are coming up now in the world where this creative intelligence also is tapped. The right brain is something which is creative. That part of our brain, right brain, it really encourages us to bring out our entire intelligence. So that's how creative intelligence is damaged at a very younger age, Harika. So
yes,
we'll
sir.
take one question from our viewers, and somebody is asking, Dr. Newton, in my experience, I have been shut down a lot, but also have had times where I was able to choose for myself, be at my best, free, creative, clear. What means to swing between both opposites. Yes, Mariana Kaleha. Interesting. Thank you for sharing this. Children sometimes, when they are going through some kind of memories where they have been not encouraged to go into their creativity, they're shut down. They were, gone through certain kinds of conditioning process in the childhood, but the child can find their own creative potential. Many children, they raise above that limitation. They take it as a trigger to grow, just like a tree. When there is a wound, the tree tries to grow bigger. When we try to cut one leaf, it grows 10 leaves. In the same way, certain children have this ability to bring out their potential in a different way. So now we can go into some more slides. I will share about man is a machine. This is the words from Gurdjieff, one Russian mystic master, who said man is machine, automated, and we need to now become the soul. We have to find the soul in this man. Otherwise, soul is missing. There's no soul in a man because we are completely programmed. If we look at our life, everything is so much stereotypic and everything is repetitive, everything is routine, and everything has to be following in certain norms and conditions, and our beautiful creative intelligence is suppressed. So man is behaving like a machine. Through meditation gives us the hope to find our soul, our consciousness, our intelligence, creativity to come back into us. That's why we can say creativity is the fragrance of individual freedom. When a child is given complete freedom to be himself or herself, the child will bring out his best. The child will be highly creative. So, because the conditioning part is too much, for example, all the inner child work is nothing but deconditioning process. We require the deconditioning because at a very younger age, that's what has happened. A lot of conditioning happened. We have to again meditate and decondition ourselves, do inner child program and all that. So otherwise, when a child is given all this freedom, love, safe, creating safe feeling and encouraging the child to uh, express and encourage the child to pursue whatever their interests are, to study any subject, to dance, sing, and everything, and also give them all the freedom to be themselves. Then they find they become an individual person. They know that I am not the mob psychology. I don't need to behave like machine like everyone automated. I can find my creativity. An individual person finds that beautiful creativity. So three things I want to share, Harika and all the friends here. Three things are so important: consciousness, compassion, creativity. Man is, we call as a three-dimensional, we are living in a 3D world, right? We are all three-dimensional beings, we say that. But no,
Yes.
man is like a unidimensional, living only one way. And man says, my way is the highway. Whoever says, this is the only way. Everyone says, this is the only way. If someone talks about, no, we can do in a different way, we can find a new solution, new possibilities there, they don't believe. They discourage such people. They are labeled as
Hmm.
insane and crazy people. So we have to again become a human being. A human being has all the potential. So the three C, C cube, C. It will help us. First is consciousness. When we are understanding our own consciousness through meditation, we understand beingness. Otherwise, we are only human doings, or human feelings, or human thinkings. We are not beings at all. We are human beings. So consciousness makes us experience the beingness. If you go and the most logical person in the world, you ask the person to sing a song, he will not sing a song. He doesn't know how to sing a song. He is the most logical person. How can a logic person can dance or sing and be creative? No, not at all. He's a linear thinking mind. That's all. He is programmed to be a logician. Logic, only logic. Left brained people. So we are
Hmm.
missing this consciousness. Right now, we are not conscious of our true, real self, real consciousness inside us. What we developed is only a false self around us. One layers around us. This is called false layers. Many false layers we develop. And for example, this outer false layers that we developed, it says that I will find my joy if I do this. If I do only these things, I will be happy in my life. And only if I am perfect, the world will accept me. If I only smile, people will be making friendship with me. If I don't smile, nobody will be a friend to me. So we have these false layers around us which are developed. We think it's a real self. It's not real self. It's called pseudo self. Pseudo means false self. We develop a false self around us. So somebody is giving the message, your voice is reverberating over the audio. Okay, how to, let me check one moment. Let me correct the video, the audio part. So let me know is the audio is Clear now? Is it clear, dear friends? If it is clear, you can mention. Okay, Harika's mic may be okay. It may be okay.
So, I have put it on mute when I'm not speaking. From now
Okay.
onwards, I'll do that. Please let
Perfect.
me know if
Perfect.
that's better.
That's good. That's good. Sure. Thank you. So, dear friends, now it's we found a solution, a creative solution. So, consciousness of us, it makes us really live an authentic life, an honest life. We don't need to be pretending. We don't need to live in the outer false layers where we develop this pseudo self. We can be completely our own self because everyone is so unique, special being. Everyone, incomparable. That's why it's so important. The first C, we have to find our own inner center. From that center only, we can find the creativity. First, we have to find our consciousness. In meditation, that's what happens, dear friends. And second is compassion. Compassion is in everyone. Everyone incarnated, every creature is compassionate only. That's our inherent nature. But it is again that inherent nature, compassion, is suppressed. It is buried by other layers of pain and so many other layers. So when we becomes very sensitive again, when we find our true center, when we find our consciousness, dear friends, what happens is our feeling center opens. We are such beautiful feelings. We have everyone. We share those feelings. Otherwise, we are like machines only. Machines don't have feelings. But as human beings, we share so many beautiful things of feelings, a feeling of joy, feeling of gratitude, and whatnot. So many things. The feelings are so much important in our life. So at a very younger age, this feeling center also is mostly damaged. And we say that to a child, don't feel. You have to feel only what we say. You have to be serious. Even if we in the working place, people are supposed to not smile at all. They have to hide their feelings. Total, all the feelings have to be hiding and work in the office like a machine. We are human beings. We are compassionate beings. Naturally, our feelings are going to be showing up. It's so important to allow this compassion to always to surround us, to be expressed out. And the third C is called creativity. This creativity comes out from action. One is being. Through consciousness we find the being center, and second is compassion, is the feeling that we have for others, for the creation, for everything around. Even a pet animal, we feel a lot when we look at our pet dog or a pet cat. We feel the unconditional love. We feel like cuddling, hugging, and really playing, and we say so many things. We have a pet dog in the home. I like to look into the eyes of the dog. The name of the dog is Lucky. Really, such pure joy it emits, pure joy, pure innocence. I've never seen that kind of innocence anywhere. Is God I find there in that dog. The dog is like expressing the God's energy, because compassion opens in every single moment. And then our creativity is always in action. It's always, creativity seeks expression. Creative energy, it does not say that it should be inside us. creative energy always finds its way to come out into action, into manifestation, into what is called the field of action or physical action, this physical plane. So that's why many creative beings, you find that they're not into activity, they are into action. So this difference we must know, the difference between what is the activity and action. I tell you about this. Many of us, we think it's the same. Whoever are full of activity, they're very goal oriented, very stereotypic, very routine people. For example, one simple thing like eating food, it can be activity or it can be spontaneous action. Most of us, it's an activity. Even if you are not hungry, because it's a socializing time, all people join and you're supposed to eat. It's 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. lunchtime. Everyone has to eat food. You are not hungry. Then what you do is you show your activity like you are not eating the food with interest at all. You're biting as if you're expressing all the anger. You don't like in that moment to eat, but for the sake of all the people you are eating, to please the people you are eating. So most of the time we are full of activities but not action. Everything, whenever action is really coming, it is always coming from our relaxed self, our true self, our consciousness. Our consciousness is totally relaxed. Nowadays, when you look at the world, people are full busy, full of activities. Oh, I have so many activities. Even parents, they say, I have to put my child into several activities. The child has to draw and all the activities. They will write everything. The child is completely programmed. Timetable is prepared. Morning to evening activities. It's
Yeah.
not really that whatever they're enjoying, it's not coming from their relaxed self, natural self, but it is the pushed into activity. We continue with the same things. We are now also, whenever there is an empty mind, we are so scared because we find that this emptiness is really bothering us. We are so accustomed to activity. We want something to be filled with some kind of nonsense all the time. Do you understand, Harika, about this activity and
Yes,
action?
sir.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes, yes. Now you can go
that's
ahead with another question that you
beautiful.
want to ask.
Yeah. So these points, this C cube, it's amazing,
Yeah.
and it's brought a lot of insight to me, and I'm sure to all the viewers as well. So I have a few questions. One of them is um, is creativity related to a gender? Like we see when many women being more creative than men. So is there any reason, and why does that happen most often?
Okay. It's a very interesting question because we find most of the women are highly creative, but men, we find they are non-creative and stupid.
I don't mean that,
So,
but
feel bad, all the men who are watching the show, don't feel bad about it. But it's true that men are programmed that, oh, don't be creative like women are creative. You should not be creative. You're supposed to do like a machine. You're supposed to do this. Everything is planned and routine, no creativity. Only when creativity is destroyed, you can be falling into kind of routines, patterns, and you can be working like in a factory. Okay, then like how these iPhones, iPads are prepared like in a factory, like all the
yeah.
duplicate also comes out. We have to be like that. Many men are made like non-creative people, but men also beautiful beings. All the women need to acknowledge that creativity that exists in every man. Every man also is highly creative. Look at the example of Shiva. He's the
Yes.
best dancer in the world, right? Shiva
Right.
Tandav, Bharatanatyam, all the stances is the best dance in the world.
Yes.
Incomparable. The creativity of Nataraj, Narada Maharshi. He's always with
Hmm.
his musical instrument. What a beautiful musical instrument he carries. Lord Krishna, he carries the flute. What a great flutist he is. Such a great music he produces. So men are also creative. So only thing is, current society, it is being undermined. So because men, they have completely suppressed this energy center of creativity. We have Swadhisthana chakra is one of the creative energy center that we have, and second highest creativity comes out of our Vishuddha chakra, means fifth
Hmm.
chakra. These two centers are the highly creative. Highest creation comes out from our throat chakra. Of course, all the chakras emit creativity, but these two centers are called as prime centers. So, for example, women have a womb, uterus. Through
Hmm.
her womb space, she creates babies. A man cannot give birth to a child. Man
Right.
can only be a divine instrument in the process, but a woman can be a mother, can hold the baby in her belly and bring out the baby, create the vehicle, physical vehicle for the baby. Of course, man contributes the sperm, but the greatest contribution, the creativity is coming out from the woman. Not only a woman can create babies, she can create if she will, she is willing, she is ready, she opens her creativity, she can create something amazing in the world. The world will be completely a new place. We talk about Vasudaika Kutumbam, a paradise on earth. It is possible when woman finds her creativity, when she acknowledges her own creative potential. And even man has the same creative potential, because man thought that he is supposed to be in the outer dimension, in the physical world, earning money, working in the office, and come back in the evening and do the routine stuff. And man lost creativity. Man can, through meditation, can find again the creativity, the creative intelligence. That's how a beautiful balance can come. So it is actually not really to do with the gender. I find many
Yep.
men also, they find their creative potential, but majority of the women, it's natural for them. They're naturally
Yep.
creative. A man has to put an extra effort, a conscious effort, to clear the conditioning. They have to unconditional decondition themselves to become creative again. Did you get my
So
point? Did you
it's,
understand?
yeah, I
Yeah.
understood, sir. That's beautiful. So it's just the conditioning. It doesn't have anything to do with the wiring of the brain and
Not like
physically
that.
or
Not
something.
like that. It's
Nothing.
completely to do with how we are expressing our energies. So
Hmm.
mostly the masculine energy of the man is more outwardly directed.
Hmm.
The feminine energy is inwardly directed. That's why when we are receptive and inwardly directed, we are tapping naturally into creative potential, creative energy. That's why
Yeah.
woman by default, in the nature, she's close to the prakriti, she's close to the mother earth, she's close to the mother nature. That's why she finds it's completely coming out naturally, because she's already female. Added to that,
Hmm.
she's introvert by default.
Hmm.
She's
Hmm.
close contact with her heart center.
Hmm.
She's very much heart oriented. She has a lot of feelings, compassion is already there, so she finds it so easy. Masculine energy is outward directed. That's why man has to put an extra effort. to meditate. Oh, I have to meditate now. Oh, all the business thoughts will come, routine thoughts will come, but man has to struggle in meditation. And but
Yeah.
it's so important that man also finds this balance. But
Okay.
even a woman also needs to find the balance between feminine and masculine energies, because any
Mm.
kind of expression, it requires a little bit of masculinity. For example,
Okay.
our creative potential to be expressed out, we need to be dynamic, we need to move. So this inside energy wants to be expressed out. There must be a certain balance between masculine and feminine. Then it happens.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So that's how we can balance and apply our creativity in the world,
Yeah.
express our creativity in the world, and
Yeah.
manifest it in the physical form. That's amazing. So, you reminded me by sharing the power of women and everything. I never understood earlier, but you reminded me of this book I read recently, The Untold Story of Sita. And
Right.
that, yeah, that's just how uh, you described about women and they
Yes.
and how they can really make a difference in the world when they are in touch with their creative side. And that's beautiful.
That's
Thank
wonderful.
you.
Wonderful. You mentioned this book, Untold Story of Sita. And dear friends, all of the friends who are viewing this program, please read this book, The Untold Story of Sita. Author's name is, can you spell the author's name?
Dana
Devian
Miriam.
Denham Merriam. I will write it
Dana
here.
Miriam. Yeah.
Denham Merriam. So I will write it in the banner so we can, I can scroll it here.
uh,
So the Untold. So
that's
meanwhile,
one
you
book.
can share what did you
Yeah.
think from that book?
Yeah, I have no words to describe, sir. That's the best book I have ever read in my whole life so far. It's touched me deeply. It made me feel that beauty of femininity, and it's not just about femininity. The whole story. Initially, I was with under an impression that okay, Ramayan is from the view of Ram and what how his childhood was and about him. So this is going to be about Sita. So what is the big deal? That's what I thought initially. But after I read the book, while I was reading the book, I realized I was so wrong. It's not about two sides of the coin. It's about the big picture. That's what I had. The insight that I gained was that it is the big picture of entire story of Ramayan, and there are so many beautiful insights. Fully, entirely, every
Oh,
page is beautiful. I just
thank you. Thank
uh,
you.
don't want to stop reading it.
Yes, yes. It is the need of the hour. This has come at the right moment on the planet Earth. This book, Dana Miriam, though it was written, I think, a few years back, almost maybe 10
Mhm.
years back by this author, but it has come now. It has become such popular. Maybe during the lockdown period, everyone has so much time to read the books. This book is now readily available. Please read this, friends, and now we take another question.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
yes, yes, you have a question to share. Want to share something?
Yeah.
Otherwise, I will share.
Yes, sir.
You
Please
can ask a
do.
question. Go ahead.
It's okay, sir. You go ahead with
I
the
can go
slides
ahead.
first.
Okay. So, friends, to find our creativity, we have to become a hollow bamboo. A hollow bamboo. Can you find this flute where all the holes are made and it is producing such a beautiful music and it is completely hollow inside? Just it's empty. Only you're breathing inside, you're blowing air into the that hollow bamboo, and something, a beautiful melody is coming out. How is it possible? So friends, even our creativity can come out when we can empty, when we can find our emptiness inside, empty mind, nothingness, beyond all the conditioning, beyond good and bad, right and wrong, all things that we have gone through. We have to find that emptiness as our, center. Emptiness is our true nature also. In that place where this creativity springs from. I tell the story of Satyabhama and Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna has a habit of sleeping with bamboo flute. Always he keeps by the side of him. And Satyabhama wondered, all the time, why Lord Krishna, I'm the wife of Lord Krishna, I am such an important person, but he caringly every night he keeps it so lovingly by the side of him, and always when he wakes up, first thing he touches the flute. He plays on his lips and he's kissing the flute all the time. Satyabhama became jealous also. Oh, this bamboo flute is receiving so many kisses, and all the time he's sleeping with Lord Krishna. Even I don't get a chance like that. He always goes away. Anywhere he goes, he carries the bamboo flute. This bamboo flute is more like his wife, more than me. He's like the bamboo flute has become a wife. Then one day she asks Lord Krishna, I want to know why you always keep a bamboo flute with you, and I'm very jealous about it. I must be honest. I'm envious about this. And Lord Krishna answered beautifully. He said, I don't know, but why don't you ask, if you're jealous about bamboo flute, ask directly flute only. You have a conversation, ask bamboo flute. Why you are so special to Krishna? Why you are with Krishna? What made you to reside with Krishna and all that? So Satyabhama agreed to that. And next day, what happened is she found a time where she want to now converse with bamboo flute. She asked the bamboo flute, so what is your past life? What kind of punya karma, good karma you might have done? That's why you are spending 24 by 7, 365 days, so many years from childhood onwards, you're living with Lord Krishna only. You must be a greatest master in the world. Otherwise, it's not possible. And I got little jealous about you, and that's why I'm asking, what is your past life? And hello, Bamboo said, I don't know about this past life. I don't have a third eye at all. I don't know about all that. But I know how to be empty. It answered so cutely. The flute said, I know how to stay empty, how to be empty, so that I can be a melody. I can produce, through me, a melody can be produced. The Lord can blow his air into me, and then I can produce a beautiful melody. I am only just an emptiness. I am only a divine instrument. If I can be a divine instrument, my life is so beautiful. So I am an empty vessel. I am an empty bamboo flute. So this is what the answer gave by flute. So it was something very beautiful, dear friends. When I read this story, really I felt so happy about it. Because there is a powerful message to all of us, all human beings, that we can become like a bamboo flute, so that God, the Sarvatma, the Purnatma, the greater self of us, the higher self, can play this melody. There's a creativity that flows through us. Only those people who can be utterly silent, utterly empty, can be producing greatest creative expression. They can be very creative. For example, that's why many meditators, when they meditate, in deep meditation states, after they wake up from meditation, they become highly creative because they have become a bamboo flute. They have become an empty vessel. It's completely emptied there. And that's what is meditation is about. Emptying this mind, emptying all that what we have collected, what we have learned from the past, from everyone. We, we have to forget all the Upanishads, Vedas, and whatever teacher said, whatever, because we have to learn from our own self. This what happens in meditation. Meditation is complete emptiness. We are not made to become like Xerox copies here. We are not here to become like a what is called duplicate copies. Like China is known for making a lot of duplicate copies. Like many countries also they do that. Even India is following that, making a lot of duplicate things. And humans, everyone is born original. Our soul is original only. Only in meditation we can be original. Only our originality must come out. Otherwise, where is the creativity that we find? Everyone is trying to only modify this raga and create one song. Somebody already there's Bharatanatyam is there. They try to find this step and now they add one more step like this, and they find this is new creativity. It's not creativity. It's not original. Original is something that coming out of your own center of your being. Everyone is born that way. But human society, we are so accustomed to be like a Xerox copies, rubber stamps, and duplicates. Always we want to be duplicates, but we are original diamonds. All of us, we are diamonds. And another word I like from Chinese, ancient Chinese wisdom, Wei Wu Wei. That's how it is pronounced. Wei Wu Wei. Chinese word. Action in inaction. That means any action that you are doing, it's not coming out of your self, which is very tensed. It's not coming, this action is not rising out of what is called as I want to achieve everything, I want to be perfect, I want to do this, I want to do that. Like, not like that. It is coming as your exuberance, it's your spontaneous nature. Effortless effort, another word for it is called effortless effort. It's like paradoxical words. They're using action and inaction together. That means effort and effortlessness. Your effort is coming from effortlessness. That means you're primarily so much deeply relaxed. That's why when a human being's completely relaxed, highest levels of creativity is going to come out. Total relaxation is so important. If you notice that the whole world is not at all relaxed, many people always tensed. Their physical body is not relaxed, their mind are not relaxed, their thought process all the time, they have 50,000 thoughts in the mind in a day, and their emotions are not at rest. Relaxation means total relaxation of the whole being. Even if we are lying down in the sleep, we are not relaxed, dear friends. We are not relaxing at all. How can the creativity can show up when we are not relaxed? Most of the time we are conditioned. That's why our creativity is suppressed there. And we can become so empty in the relaxation. Meditation is total relaxation. I ask all of you, dear friends, how many of you really find yourself totally relaxed? Honestly, you look into yourself, ask yourself in your heart, am I relaxed? Am I relaxing? Am I relaxed being? Mostly no. All the time we're very ambitious, super ambitious, goal oriented and tensed all the time. We have to run. People are running crazy. And we want our children also to run like that. We teach them to run all the time. It is not running that makes us really experience life. We have come down as spiritual beings and human beings here to experience life. Life is not just only running around all the time chasing things, chasing money, chasing business, chasing successes, chasing awards. I want Nobel Prize. What do we get out of Nobel Prize? Nothing. What do we get if we get a celebrity award? Nothing. We miss life out of chasing so many things. So, first thing that we need to learn is how to completely relax, dear friends. Completely, utterly drop all the expectations, ambitions, and really check yourself. How to check? You just scan your body. Look at your body, scan your body with awareness. Notice whether your muscles are relaxed or tensed. You can notice it. And whether your mind is relaxed or not, you can notice it. Whether your heart is relaxed or not. And most of the times we have a kind of ego which always compares with others. This ego says, that person is really great. I have to now become great. This person is becoming rich. I have to now become rich. That person is more happier than me. I have to become happier by finding outside things. But we are forgetting something beautiful. Actually, our life cannot be found in the things. You find life in living, in this moment. If you cannot find life force in this very moment, no guarantee that you will find the life force in the next moment. Oh, tomorrow I will become happy. Tomorrow I will live life. Tomorrow will become, 100 years later only. Not even 100 years later. We keep on postponing. It's so important to live this moment. This moment is the golden opportunity. And by utterly becoming zero, utterly zero the tensions, zero the stress, zero all the beliefs, thoughts, and whatever stress that you are accumulating in you, total relaxation of the self. So that's why I'm insisting this point, dear friends. Today the topic, creative expression, creative expression and spontaneous shift. This is so important to first learn to relax. And if you recognize that there is a conditioning which made you conditioned that you have to be like a performer and run and anxious and all the time, it's so important to decondition. You have to find your original self. You have to find your true center. That's what is I want to convey to all of you, dear friends. And Harika, now you can go ahead with the next question.
Yes, sir. That's amazing. So, if I am totally relaxed and I get lots of creative ideas, new ideas, and I'm always, as soon as I wake up, I always want to do more and more and more. So, is that always coming from ego or running behind things, or can we be totally relaxed and still do a lot?
So, yes, this question is so important, Harika. Let me tell you, relaxation is not laziness. Many consider that if I am relaxing, that means I'm becoming lazy.
Hmm.
It's not true. It's not at all correct. It's called conscious relaxation. Unconscious relaxation, we do it when we are sleeping on the bed. Meditation
Yes.
is conscious relaxation. What we are doing in meditation, you are very consciously relaxing layer by layer. We are first starting from the outer layer, physical layer. Completely first your physical body is responding to your awareness, your breath awareness, and then your mind is completely becoming calm and quiet, and your heart is now getting settled, calm and quiet. And Slowly we're reaching to a deeper place of relaxation, and total relaxation is experienced. This is all through conscious effort. But generally we think a person who is sleeping also relaxing, but it is laziness. Most of the times we have tamoguna, we call it as laziness. We are
Okay.
super lazy because we fear life. Life means
Right.
challenges, facing the challenges. Many people, to avoid life, they try to sleep more. Oh, I don't want to wake up. I don't want to go open my eyes and see the world again. I don't want to hear all the news. Oh, coronavirus, when I wake up again, what I'm going to hear, I don't want to hear. So it is avoidance. Many people avoiding the negative news and negative things, and we try to become lazy and withdraw and introverted and sleep more. It is not the solution.
Mhm.
So when we are consciously relaxing, it is going to give birth to new ideas. So a person may create ideas. Even creativity is also creating ideas, also is creativity. We generally
Mm.
have a conditioning. We think that creative means painting, dancing, sculpting,
Yes.
and singing. It's not only these things. Creativity
Oh.
also is cooking. Creativity
Mm.
also in eating also. I'm very creative in eating. I don't know how to cook, but I can eat very creatively. Eating also I am very good. So
Wow.
creativity can be even all the spheres of life, every aspect. The way you walk, the way you speak, it can be creative. The
Wow.
way you are nodding your head can be so creative. The way we smile can be creative. The way
Mm.
we move, our gestures can be so creative. It can be every single moment is an opportunity to be creative. That's why there's no standard things that okay, only these people are labeled as creative people, all the rest of the folks are non-creative. It is not
Mm.
that. Actually,
So,
creativity is there in everyone. Yes, go ahead.
wow. So, can we say that whatever actions come from our heart are naturally creative?
Can you say it again?
So, can we say that if I smile from the heart, is it
Right.
naturally creative? Anything you do out of heart, is it naturally creative? Can we say that?
Naturally creative. There's a creative impulse which comes out from the deep silent space. For a
Wow.
meditator, finds this inner space, inner center. They have found the true center. That's why from there everything comes out, expression comes out. The spontaneous creative expression comes out. Even spontaneous smile is a kind gesture. The spontaneous words. That's why you find when you meet certain mystic masters, spontaneously they go into laughter. I must share
Yeah.
this experience. I was in Hawaiian Islands and
Mm.
with all our friends, our Sangha members from Bangalore and from Kolkata and from different parts of India. They all joined for that trip. So we were near that live volcano. Okay, we went to see the live volcano there. So from a place we can see the live volcano. Actually, we waited in the evening. In the evening, when everything is becoming semi-dark, that time we can see that volcano, very active volcano, means all the red flames coming out. We want to see that. So we were just having a nice time there. We were waiting actually. In that moment of waiting, what happened is, you know, spontaneous laughter came to me. I laughed for 1.5 hours. I was sitting on a, because there are not many tables or chairs are there.
Mm.
I was sitting on a place on a high table, and from there I fallen down, laughing, rolling on
Oh.
the ground, and laughter, spontaneous laughter, non-stop, and that laughter continued for so much time, non-stop, and 1.5 hours we were laughing, all the bunch of friends, all the folks, we were laughing and laughing, everyone started laughing, and even others who joined there, they thought we were mad, all mad people. Without reason, they are laughing. If we tell the reason that this is the cause of laughter, that's okay. But there is no cause, no reason for laughter, but just it is a spontaneous. So in that moment, we found something beautiful. It's most meditative moments that occur to us because we have become the laughter in that moment. We have become the celebration in that moment. We have become that creative expression in that moment. Suddenly, after 1.5 hours, every one of us, we became silent, totally silent. We were watching that live volcano. We are connected. We became that live volcano, the very heart of the volcano. The Mother Earth heartbeats we could hear. She's beating. Whenever she's beating, her heart raising above and down, we could feel her through that live active volcano. So it is the most spontaneous thing. So all spontaneous, things coming from this silent space is so beautiful, Harika. And this is
Wow,
always creative.
such a
Thank you.
beautiful experience you have shared, sir. It's a treasure for us. We will always remember. You've described
Thank
it in
you.
such a way that we felt like we were there at this moment. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
And I want to also ask you, for those who have already been conditioned, now if they want to become creative and express creatively, learn creativity, enjoy that sunrise or sunset, enjoy the small things of life creatively. What are the tools that you would suggest?
Okay,
How do they
that's
start off?
interesting question, Harika. I want to show this slide and so that all of us can also learn the tools. First, before we know the tools, I want to tell what are the 5 obstacles that we face. The creative
Yeah,
expression, the obstacles. The first one is self-consciousness. Self-conscious. People become self-conscious.
true.
Out of that, they stop. When they are all
Mm,
alone, they are good in painting. But when there are 100 people around, they're watching, they can't do. One question
that's
was asked to all the children in a particular school. It was an experiment conducted in Germany, in German school. Okay, all the children were asked. The question is, when your parents are standing behind you, are you feeling supported? Are you able to do your homework in a better way? Are you feeling better or worse? And what is the answer? What answer are you getting, dear friends? What do you think? And only around 20% of the children said, we feel supported when our parents are behind us standing. But almost 80% of the children, they are feeling so uncomfortable that when the parents are behind them and watching and whether they're doing rightly or not, judging and trying to correct, and they feel judged, they feel that they are being monitored. So this is something interesting. The same kind of things we carry even the adulthood. There was one Zen master who was a great painter. Okay, he's such a great painter. When he paints, it is a masterpiece. One day the disciple also is there along with the master. And in Japan, how they do the painting is there is a rice paper and they use the ink. The rice paper has the quality that it absorbs the ink immediately. And when he is trying to paint, the ink was spread so much and the painting was a completely messed up. It was not a really beautiful painting at all. And disciple was surprised. Master, you're such a master. You did not produce a masterpiece. A master is supposed to produce a masterpiece. And master said, today I don't know why. Can you just bring new ink for me from outside? When the disciple went out, by the time he has come back, By the time he has drawn a masterpiece in one stroke, just moving the hand, one stroke like this, he created a masterpiece. When he came back, the Sisha, the disciple, seen such a masterpiece appeared there. How could you do this, master? A master said, when you are not there, I was not self-conscious. When you are there, I became so self-conscious. He wants to teach the disciple that how self-conscious is preventing the creativity. Some people, they feel that, oh, I'm being monitored. What others think about me, what others' opinion about me, what do they feel about me? Am I speaking correctly? These words are going to hurt them? Is this word is going to uplift them? Oh, they may judge me. So we become so self-conscious. How can, when we are becoming self-conscious, how can our creativity can come out? We feel judged. We judge ourselves, our own creativity. It's so important. Instead of self-consciousness, we have to become consciousness itself. Experience the beingness. This is the first thing, dear friends. The second one is called perfectionism. When we try to be perfect in everything, all the perfectionists are stressful people. And not only they go through the stress, they create stress for others. It's so important to embrace all the imperfections. It is very, very important. There is a beautiful word that I heard from Japan, kintsugi. That's the word, kintsugi. It's a kind of beautiful tradition in Japan. Whenever there is a clay pot that's damaged, when they're doing pottery work, it is damaged, a piece of it is separated. What they do is they try to connect it and they make a kind of beautiful decoration. Even that imperfection looks so beautiful. So perfectionism, when we have this trait of perfectionism, only if I'm perfect, people will accept me. Only if I'm perfect, I accept myself. Don't be a perfectionist, because we are not here to be a perfectionist. We are here to live as a human being with all the imperfections also. I tell you the story of a Zen master who is an expert in gardening work. So one king wants to learn the gardening work. He came and joined under him the tutorship and apprenticeship. He learned how to do the gardening, and now the practical work. And he's supposed to create a beautiful garden for in 3 years time. And then after 3 years, the master will come and Zen master will be invited there. So after 3 years, the master came and he was not at all happy about the garden. But it's the most beautiful garden that king has created. Everything is so clean, and flowers, fruits, whatnot, it created everything in the garden. And constantly king was looking at the face of the master and seeing sad face of master, and finally asked, oh, it looks like you are not happy with my creation. And can I know the reason why you are not happy? Why are you sad? He said, there are no dry leaves here. A garden looks beautiful, even there are some dry leaves along with all the green leaves also. There must be some dry leaves. There must be
Wow.
some kind of pebbles and rocks there fallen. Then it looks so beautiful. It looks so not natural. It looks now so artificial now. Anything natural is so beautiful. And you know the king has made all his servants clean every dry leaf. Now he understood. He made the next day all the dry leaves and he brought and kept under the trees, and it became so natural now. So in the same sense, in our life, we need to enjoy all the imperfections, dear friends. Only thing is, we need to always strive to excel. Excellence is different from perfectionism. You can always raise your own levels of competence. You can always refine yourself, but you don't need to be perfect in that. Enjoy the imperfections. Every day we need to think about it. Today, let me find what is imperfect in me. Enjoy it. Slowly, we learn to really understand this concept of perfectionism vanishes, and all the stress will go away in us. This is so important, dear friends. And the third thing is, our creativity is completely suppressed with our rationalization, our knowledge, our information that we gain, or the intellect, reasoning power, or logic. Instead of intellect, we need to have intelligence. Every child is given only intellect only. Read, 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 read. Child lost all the natural intelligence. Child will read the book about the sun, how the sun rises in the east, but sun is not experienced by the child. But a child is given a chance, encouraged, directly learn and experience it from nature. And a tree, for example, a tree, we by heart, we read in the textbook about the tree and roots directly. Why not a child go through the garden and touch the tree and leaf and smell and dance, kiss and hug the tree and learn direct experience of the tree? So intelligence is something different from intellect. Our intellect always, it suppresses the creativity, because this intellect wants always to be number one. Our knowledge wants to be number one, but our wisdom, which is coming from our natural intelligence, the wisdom always seeks simplicity. Otherwise, this knowledge wants to be speciality. We want to be so much special, unique. I'm superior to others. Knowledge wants to prove that, but wisdom says, I'm a simple being. I'm just ordinary, simple, and I'm enjoying every moment of my life. That's most extraordinary. So intelligence is totally different. That's how we can be so creative. And the fourth thing is belief. We carry so many beliefs, and we have positive beliefs, negative beliefs. Remove all the beliefs and throw them into river Ganges. All the beliefs, good beliefs and bad beliefs, positive beliefs and negative beliefs. Instead, seek the experience. Directly experiencing is different. For example, we say astral travel. We want a child to believe there is an astral body, there is soul, there is God. We want them to believe. We form negative beliefs, we form positive beliefs in them. No need to form any beliefs. Let them directly experience it. Belief versus experience. And the fifth one is fame game versus celebration. If we are always running towards, you know, getting name and fame, I have to become famous artist, famous creative champion. I have to become a good spiritual master. What happens is, we completely, it's going to be utter flop. Our creative energy stops, because only when we are natural, something original comes out of us. And when we are too much ambitious, too much driven by the goals and ideals and targets, target and all that, we really lose our creativity. So I consider celebration comes out every single moment. Whoever is joyous, being very simple, being natural, being a meditator, breathing fresh air and looking at the sunrise and looking at the moon, stars, they are celebrities. Those who are celebrating life, even though they are not like famous people, they are really true celebrities. I consider all the rural people who are living in villages, they're so pure, innocent, they are celebrating their life without much thinking and want to become famous and name and fame and all that. When we don't ask for things, things will come to us. But still, we should not be attached to name and fame. So celebration truly comes out of us. And when we chase for name and fame, we lose the creativity. We don't want to be really a creative being because we want to become famous. Many young generation, they try to become music directors and film directors because they want to prove that they are great people. But they don't need to look for name and fame. Let them do their beautiful work without having an expectation of it. Like how Lord Krishna said, don't expect any fruits from your actions. Do spontaneously. Let the creativity come out of you, without an expectation. Then truly it becomes a celebration. So these are the few things, and the 5 keys, dear friends, all of us can learn from this today's topic. Number 1 is shatter all your routines. Means break all the routines, all the habits that we formed. Bring consciousness when you are doing, eating, walking, even when you are speaking to someone, anything that you're doing, bring a consciousness there, awareness there. And also try to find new ways. By breaking the routines, find new ways of doing. I read a book long back, this called Six Thinking Hats by Edward de Bono. He's a psychotherapist or psychologist, but an amazing book. He has written several books like Lateral Thinking, and he is an expert in that, lateral thinking and Six Thinking Hats. I like that concept because people think that, oh, life has to be lived in only in this way. They don't find different possibilities of living. They don't, they shut down, they narrow down every option. They find everything only in routine ways. We have to find the new ways. Six thinking hats, like a red hat and black hat. Black hat is lack of optimism, like a pessimism. We lose, oh, there's no problem, this problem has no solution, I can't find solution. But they say that Edward de Bono says green hat, a green hat, when they wear, they find this creativity. That means hat is not really we need to wear the hat, it is like changing your perspective, changing your the way of your, how you are tapping into your different creative energies inside you. This green hat is a creative hat. In that moment, all the options that are narrowed suddenly opens. Now you find a solution which never exists in the world. Dear friends, I tell you, as human beings, we are really the most beautiful beings on the planet Earth. If Shah Jahan could create Taj Mahal, why not we all create something amazing, structures, amazing things. Each one of us can create, need not be a big Taj Mahal, it can be small things. It could be a poetry that comes out of your mouth, anything. It could be a masterpiece. We are all creative beings. So shatter all the routines. This is the first thing. Second is be a child again, become a child again. Before 3 years age, every child is naturally creative. We lost that creativity. Again, get back into that childlike mode. Today, Harika started with the conversation. She shared her beautiful experiences about childishness and childlike qualities. You know, when we can become a childlike, we find our originality there. Children are very original. They don't pretend, they don't please, they're just authentic. They're highly creative, highly spontaneous, highly playful, smiling, naturally compassionate. Every quality that you want to find, you will find it in a child. Child is a divine essence, dear friends. So when you become a child again, how can you become a child? Best is meditation. In meditation, suddenly the adult seriousness of you is going away. All that masks are peeled off in meditation. Our ego is also getting dropped in meditation. And your child you're becoming a child in meditation. Finding extraordinary things in ordinary moments of your life. This is another tool I want to give. You don't need to do big things, but try this, dear friends. We're all experiencing different interesting times now. Lockdown period, we are staying at home, meditating. So find something that you can do, most ordinary thing in your own home. Find that extraordinary joy in that. Slow down when you are drinking tea, or maybe you are having conversation with your mother or sister or brother, father or wife and husband. Why don't you really enjoy that? Don't be, oh, I have to read this book, I have to do this, and keep aside everything. Just be ordinary in that moment. Be simple in that moment. Really, it can be the most extraordinary. Or eating dosa. Why don't you prepare a dosa today, which is like a triangle dosa? Mostly we prepare a circle dosa, a round dosa. Why don't we prepare a triangle dosa, pyramid dosa? It's possible. Why not? It's possible. Everything is possible. We have to open the new dimension in us about creativity. Today, maybe when you are reading a book, be creative when you are reading a book. Find something which you have not found, something that you can do in a creative fashion, creative way. So that's what I want to tell you. And the fourth thing is become a dreamer like Harika, and dare to dream. Always we need to have that imaginative capacity. Say a kind of creative person is highly imaginative. In your imagination, in our right brain, we can tap into limitless possibilities. We touch to the farthest corners of the universe. We touch to the far away galaxy through our imagination, through our dream. In your dream, nobody can stop you, and you are tapping into such creative potential in you. The dream is potential, and then when you put it into action, the dream can become reality. The creative expression, the dream becomes your reality. And when you are really or muster the courage and being spontaneous, and little of your action, woo wee way. I told about way woo way. Way woo way means path of least effort, effortless effort, action in non-action. And finally, be ready to learn. People who think that I know everything, I am the best people, they completely stop their growth. Be like an eternal student, dear friends. That's how creativity, God always is also evolving, it seems. If you have a conversation with God, God says that I am an eternal student, I keep learning. He finds new ways of creating. He created this world, and he finds new creation. He finds everything so creative. Only when we are having this kind of open mind, ready to learn, ready to expand, ready to explore, ready to just go out and find out, then we find our creativity always open. These are few keys that I want to share with all of you friends. And now, Harika, you have any questions to ask, or otherwise we can meditate. You can say what you want to do.
Oh, wow. Sure, sir. So I have one last question. It's
Yes.
about children or people who have what do you call special children, you see.
Yes.
So can they, through creative expression, experience a spontaneous shift and heal themselves or people around them, or I don't know, can they
Yes.
also experience this?
Yes, Harika, this is something very, very important on the planet Earth right now. Many we think that there are children who with special needs. We call them special children, but I want to call them as specially abled children.
Mm.
That means
Yeah.
they have all these whoever are labeled as autistic, or what is called as autism spectrum disorders,
Yeah.
or
Dyslexia.
Asperger's syndrome, or
Yeah.
specially able children. All of them have something amazing in them, highest levels of creativity. When you encourage them, most of them, when you play a song or you play some kind of musical instrument, most of them they respond. So they are opening up and spontaneous shift is happening. We think that mostly they are not intelligent. It's not true. They're highly intelligent beings. Our human minds, our linear minds cannot understand the intelligence that they have, these specially able children. Only thing is we are unable to understand them. If we are able to, in the future, we are able to really understand their creative intelligence, it brings spontaneous shift. They are the great teachers who have come onto the planet Earth. They're teaching us new ways. So those children, they are good with the music, singing, musical instrument, painting, colors, and different kinds of creativity. So when they are exposed, when they are given a chance to do all that, they always open up. There is a spontaneous shift that happens. Thanks for asking this
Ah.
question. And here there is a beautiful sharing that one friend, Aruna Vallabhaneni, is sharing about we are making pyramid dosas. That's wonderful. Pyramid dosas. That's very good. Thank you. And there's one more question, one more, not a question, but sharing Gaurav Gupta, remembering the dosa and idli at QLU. Wow. Yes, Gauravji, that's really wonderful. We are creative beings there in QLU, all of them. That's wonderful. Thank you for your compliments. And
Thank you for this
Madhuji
opportunity,
is
sir.
sharing something. Madhu ji is sharing. My son is the autism spectrum, and he heals me and amazes me with his wisdom every single day. Excellent for sharing this. This world needs to hear this. They are the great healers, they're great teachers. They can show the new ways of living for the whole humanity. That's why we must really completely accept them as they are, and they are highly creative. Thanks, Madhuji, for sharing this. And Bhuvaneshwari ji saying, yes, specially able children are really fantastic. They do a lot. They're highly intelligent. Yes, thank you. And Uddhav Umbhar from Pune, I think from Pune, he's
Yeah.
saying, very true. We have been working with blind children since many years, and he said, Dr. Newt, their guides, respondents to all our expressions in a very unique way. Wonderful. Thank you, Uddhav, for sharing. And dear friends, it's really good. We can actually now do some. Why not we meditate now? It's really good for meditation. We all meditate. Before that, I will share this slide with you. So in this slide, you can see an empty mind is a devil's workshop. That's what we keep hearing. Don't
Mm.
keep your mind idle. Idle's mind is devil's workshop. But we have to reframe these words, completely reframe these words. We must say that an empty mind is a God's workshop. Highest levels of creativity can come out only when the mind is empty. So, because we are conditioned, and when a child is sitting idly with the empty mind, doing nothing and silent, and immediately mother and father pushes them, they have to fill their mind with certain things. They don't make them experience silence. It's so important. An empty mind is a God's workshop. Right now, dear friends, all of us, let's meditate for a few moments, for at least 8 minutes. 8 minutes we are going to meditate. We're going to close our eyes, sit comfortably in a sukhasana, and join your two hands together like this. You can look at Harika, how she is sitting, and yeah, clasping the hands, joining the two hands together, and closing the eyes, and you can lean back and take support of the back, and then observe your breathing. Notice your inhalation and exhalation. Observe your normal, natural breathing. Breathing is easy and natural. Whatever is natural and simple and easy, we follow it. Then we can reach to a very natural state. Meditation is the sahaja sthiti. Meditation is the most natural state. Let us be natural, just like a child. No planning for the future, no thinking about the past, no, not worrying about what's happening around in the world right now. Meditation is total inner peace and tranquility. Thoughts will come and go like clouds in the sky. They're habitual routine thoughts, but always come back to your breathing. Notice the breath. When you are with your breathing, your mind becomes empty and silent. Today, let's experience this great empty mind. Let's experience total relaxation of the body, mind, heart, and soul. In this very moment, collectively, all of us together across the globe, we are creating a kind of energy grid. We are meditating together. We are breathing, normal, natural breathing, observing it, and going into the deeper place within us, where there is stillness, silence, where there is no time and space, where there is no limitation of body and mind, where there is no pain and stress. Allow yourself to really go into this deep and deep state of consciousness. It's like it's a journey from outer to the inner. It's an inward journey, going deep inside your own essence. Your essence is pure awareness, just like a child. A child has no stressful thoughts, no past, no future, only this moment. Just stay in this moment. In this moment, it opens the door to this beautiful self in us. We find our own center, our consciousness, our inner being. That self has no boundaries, it is unbounded, it is unlimited, it is vast and expansive, all embracing, all pervading. The self is highly compassionate. in this deep state of beingness, I would like you to give all the attention to the divine essence in you. What is that divine essence in you? The purest being in you, the childlike being in you. Give all the attention to that divine essence. What is that feeling that you get from that divine essence? What is the fragrance that you can feel? What is the touch feeling that you can feel? What is that you experience when you are in tune with the divine essence within you? Just be still. Sitting silently is meditation. Doing nothing, suspending all the activity. And in that moment, when you are in tune with your own divine essence, it knows that there's something that it wants to create. There is a creative impulse, there is a creative energy, creative potential, creative intelligence wants to come out and express at this moment, in this deep meditation state, beyond time space. If you allow that creative potential of you to be expressed out spontaneously, what kind of things will be coming out and be expressed in the physical plane? What is that creation going to be? At this moment, I would like you to allow yourself to give attention to that, your creative impulse, which wants to be expressed out in life. And through that expression creatively, there's going to be a shift, a spontaneous shift. A shift occurs from one stage of consciousness, one step to the next step, one stage to the next stage. Or sometimes the shift is a leap in consciousness, a quantum leap in consciousness. A shift is milk becoming a curd. And now the curd, the yogurt will not become the milk. That is called shift. Your creativity, which is expressed spontaneously, brings this beautiful inner transformation. At this moment, another 3 minutes, just be still, give all the attention in this tranquil, serene, inner stillness. Whatever that spontaneously arises as an insight, as an idea, as a creative impulse, as an expression, anything, give attention to it, notice it. Meditation is observation, witnessing state. It is self-witnessing, self-observing. From the deeper self of a being, everything emerges. When our mind is utterly silent, we are giving chance for all the deeper things of the soul creatively gets expressed out. We are the courageous ones. We don't fear to express the creativity. Just creative expression is the most joyful thing in life. Another 2 minutes, dear friends. Last 1 minute, my dear friends. My dear friends, now, whenever you are ready, you can slowly rub your palms, and from that deep state of consciousness, from your inner being, you can slowly come out into the waking state of consciousness by placing your hands on your eyes, touching your eyelids, spontaneously bringing a smile on your face. With a beautiful smile on your face, you can slowly open your eyes, dear friends. Welcome back to your waking state of consciousness. That's wonderful, friends. That's really good, very good. Today we spent a beautiful time, and most of you, so many of you are sharing beautiful experiences, and I really appreciate what you're sharing. Aruna Munakala shared about, I used to put different shapes of animals for my daughter. We both used to enjoy them. Thank you, sir. So that's good. That's a creative activity. That's also wonderful creativity. Arunaji, thank you for sharing this. And Shobha Mahesh expressing the gratitude. Thank you, Shobha and Mahesh. Thank you for joining. And Vijay Lakshmi Sinhaji, thank you, gratitude. And Tarmi Kansagra, thank you, sir. Thank you. Kulayappa Garu, a QLU Sangha member, and thank you so much.